they go on to say in this article, that's right, that the same way women face unfair backlash effects for being more masculine or not feminine enough, men similarly face backlash for not adhering to masculine gender stereotypes. Let's put a pin in that. Men similarly face backlash for not adhering to masculine gender stereotypes. Why are we discussing men getting penalized for not acting like men? Because it goes back to our opening, which is that females don't actually value that in men. It's something that they pay lip service to. Women don't actually value being open and vulnerable in men. It's just the icing on the cake. It's like for a man, right? Well, the cake for us is she's hot, attractive, and she's sexually changed. Now, so the icing on the cake will be the female actually being able to understand complex ideas and basically use logic and not be so emotional. Have the thoughtful conversation on politics, for instance, or actually being able to think outside of more than the feminine ideas that penetrate her mind daily, right? She's hot, she's attractive, but she's also into some of the things that pique a male's interest. So it's like the best of both worlds. That's what females want. They're telling you they want the best of both worlds. They want a guy that is like Jason Statham, like character, emotions of a Timothy Chalamet or a Tom Holland. Yeah, it's just not how males operate. But let's continue. So I'm just going to go over a few points in this article. If you want to read it yourself, get a deeper look at it. Again, that is Harvard Business Review, How Men Get Penalized for Straying from Masculine Norms. Here we go. So it says when women behave in ways that don't fit their gender stereotype, for example, by being assertive, they are viewed as less likable and ultimately less hireable. Does that saying hold true for men? Are they similarly penalized for straying from the strong masculine stereotype? The short answer is yes. Research demonstrates that men too face backlash when they don't adhere to masculine gender stereotypes, when they show vulnerability, act nicer, display empathy, express sadness, exhibit modesty, and proclaim to be feminist. This is troubling not least because it discourages men from behaving in ways known to benefit their teams and their own careers. Let's look at each of these behaviors. So what they're telling you right there is that based on their survey, that men are actually discouraged from behaving in ways that women say they want them to behave, or that women would like them to behave. Now, that's going to come back into play later. Like I said, I'm going to put a pin in that. There's a pertinent point there, which is who is wanting this behavior change? Who is hindering this behavior change in men? So let's go into showing vulnerability. Men are socialized to not ask for help or be vulnerable, and they can be penalized when they challenge this notion. An informative set of studies from 2015 finds that when male, but not female, leaders ask for help, they are viewed as less competent and capable. And when men make themselves vulnerable by disclosing a weakness at work, they are perceived to have lower status. This is problematic as not seeking help when you need it or admitting areas for improvement inevitably leads to mistakes and less development. So I think that's very good information there, which is when male leaders, but not female leaders, ask for help, they're seen as less competent and capable. When they disclose weakness at work, they're perceived to have lower status. Notice how they didn't say in that part who they're getting those negative effects from. Given that many of us want more nice guys at work, we might assume that men will be celebrated for being calm and unassuming. Wrong. Research has found that men who are more communal and agreeable, meaning that they are caring, supportive, more sympathetic, they make significantly less money than more stereotypically masculine men. More agreeable men across multiple industries made an average of 18% less in income and were evaluated as less likely to have management potential as compared to less agreeable men. All right, man, there you go right there. I'm pretty sure most of you guys have heard the old nice guy trope. You lose. Women say, I want a nice guy. Where are all the nice guys going? Well, you can see right here that nice guys make less money than their more masculine counterpart. If just not for profit alone, you can't be nice. You can't be perceived as nice, at least. You have to have somewhat of an edge to you because that's what makes you a man. Is a man that's not feared truly a man? Put in the comments below. I want to know. What are your thoughts? Let's continue. It says, similarly, nice guys were evaluated as less competent and less hireable for managerial roles. On women, the more masculine a woman is, the less hireable she is. It's the inverse for men. The more feminine or the more likable, the less hireable they are as a man, according to the study. At least for managerial roles. One experimental study found that male managers tended to advocate more for their team than for themselves, were judged to be lower in agency and competence and more likely to be considered for job dismissal. Unfortunately, given the cost, real and psychological, of being a nice guy at work, men may be less likely to engage in these behaviors that can help their own career and make them better colleagues. Now, notice, again, they don't tell you who sees these men as less competent and less hireable. It can't just be other men forcing these stereotypes. It has to be both men and women. Because if men are getting favorable results from women, why would they necessarily care to change if they're getting the results they want from the women? Who cares if the men don't like you, or who cares if the men look at you negative, as long as you're getting someone with women? Let's continue. Well, empathy is an important part of leadership. However, women are more likely to receive credit for it than men. A recent study found that female leaders who displayed empathy as reported by their employees were less likely to be in danger of career derailment.